Let me start by taking something off your shoulders. If you have ever been fooled by a scam, or you are afraid you might be, I want you to know it has nothing to do with how smart you are. The people who get caught are doctors, teachers, engineers, careful people who balance their accounts to the penny. Because a good scammer is a professional, and they are not aiming at your intelligence at all. They are aiming at one feeling, a feeling they know how to switch on in almost anyone. And tonight I am going to show you exactly what that feeling is, so the next time you feel it, a small alarm goes off. So let me say the reassuring part plainly, because I think you need to hear it. Falling for a scam is not a sign that you are slipping, or gullible, or past your prime. It is the opposite of a fair fight. On one side is you, going about your ordinary day, not expecting to be attacked. On the other side is a person who does this all day, every day for a living. They have a script. They have said these exact words to 1,000 people before you, and they have kept the lines that work and thrown away the ones that do not. When you lose to someone like that, it is not because you are foolish. It is because you were human, and a professional was aiming at the part of being human that we all share. And here is the strange thing, the part that catches the sharpest people. Intelligence does not protect you the way you would think. Sometimes it does the opposite. If you are the kind of person who has always been careful, always been the responsible one, you may carry a quiet certainty that you could never be fooled. And that certainty is the exact door they walk through. Because the moment you believe you are too smart to be scammed is the moment you stop watching for it. The truly careful thing is not to feel safe. It is to know that anyone on the wrong day, in the wrong moment, can be caught, and to watch for the feeling instead. And think for a moment about how they reach you now. It is not just the old letter in the mail. It is a phone call that shows your bank's real name on the screen, a text that lands in the same thread as your real messages, an email with the right logo and the right colors. The tools have gotten very good and very cheap. So the old advice, just watch for bad spelling in a foreign number, does not protect you the way it used to. The polish on the outside tells you nothing anymore. Which is exactly why we're going to stop looking at the outside and start listening to the inside, to what you feel, because it always comes down to a feeling. Researchers who study this have found something important. A scam works by putting you into a state of strong emotion. And once you are in that state, the careful, deliberate part of your brain quietly goes offline. They sometimes call it a kind of spell. You are not thinking the way you normally think. You are reacting. And a person who cannot slow down and think is a person who will do things they would never otherwise do. So the whole game, from their side, is to get you into that feeling and keep you there before you have a chance to hang up and take a breath. So let me show you the feelings they reach for, because once you can name them, they lose most of their power. The first one, the most common one, is urgency. The sudden emergency. Your account has been frozen and you must act right now. There is a warrant and you have to fix it this minute. A grandchild is in trouble and needs money tonight, and please do not tell anyone. Notice what urgency is actually for. It is not about the emergency. It is there to stop you from pausing. Because they know that if you hang up and think for even 60 seconds, the spell breaks. So the single most useful rule in the world is this. Anything real will still be real in an hour. Nobody legitimate has ever needed you to solve a money problem in the next 5 minutes. That pressure to hurry is not a sign of a real emergency. It is the scam showing you its hand. The second feeling is authority, usually mixed with fear. The voice on the phone says it is your bank, or a government office, or the police, or the support line for your computer. And most of us were raised to cooperate with authority, to not make trouble, to answer when someone official asks. A scammer borrows that respect and turns it into a weapon. They sound calm and certain and a little bit stern, and a good person feels a flush of worry. Am I in trouble? Did I do something wrong? And in that flush, they comply. So hold on to this. Your real bank will never call you and demand that you move your money to keep it safe. A real agency does not phone you and ask for gift cards, or a wire, or numbers off your card. The moment a caller uses fear of authority to make you act fast, you are no longer talking to authority. You are talking to someone wearing it as a costume. The third feeling is the tender one, and it is the one that hurts the most, because it uses the best parts of you against you. Hope, warmth, love. The new friend online who moves too fast and, before long, has a sudden crisis and needs your help. The prize you never entered but somehow won, if you will just pay a small fee to claim it. The panic voice that sounds almost like your grandchild, calling in the middle of the night. These do not work because you are naive. They work because you are kind and hopeful and you love your family. They borrow your warmth and sometimes your loneliness, and they turn it into a lever. I say this gently, because if this is the one that got you or someone you love, I want you to hear that it was your goodness they exploited, not your weakness. Now let me tell you about someone, because I think it will make this land. I will not use her real name, so let us call her Margaret. Margaret was 74, sharp as a tack, had run a small business for 30 years. She got a call one afternoon from a man who said he was from the security team at her bank. He was polite. He knew the last 4 digits of her card, and he sounded worried for her, said there had been suspicious activity, and he was going to help her protect her savings. For 20 minutes he kept her on the phone, calm and urgent at the same time, and Margaret, who had never fallen for anything in her life, moved money exactly where he told her to. When I asked her later how it happened, she did not say she believed his story. She said, "I do not know, I just could not think." That is the spell. That is what it feels like from the inside, not stupidity. A fog. So here is the good news, and it is better than you might expect. You do not have to memorize every scheme out there, and you could not anyway, because they invent new ones every week. You only have to learn one thing, and it is a feeling, not a fact. When a call or a message or an email makes you suddenly urgent or afraid or thrilled about money or an account, treat that feeling itself as the alarm, not the story they are telling. The feeling. The moment you notice it, you have already half broken the spell because you have remembered that you are being worked on. And then you do 3 small things, and they are all quiet, and none of them require you to be clever in the moment. First, you hang up. You are allowed to hang up on anyone, even someone who sounds official, even someone who sounds hurt. A real person will understand. Second, you call back on a number you find yourself, from your own statement or the back of your own card, never the number they gave you. That one step defeats almost every impersonation there is. And third, if you have family, agree on a code word, a simple word only you and your people know, so that if someone ever calls claiming to be them in a panic, you can ask for it. It costs nothing, and it has saved a great many people a great deal of grief. So if you have been carrying some shame about a time you were fooled, I would like you to set it down tonight. You were not weak, and you were not foolish. You were a decent, trusting person who got aimed at by someone who does this for a living. And now you know the secret they did not want you to know, which is that the whole thing runs on a feeling, and you have just learned to feel it coming. Now I would like to hear from you, because your story might be the thing that protects someone else. Tell me in the comments about a time a scam came for you or someone you love. What did it feel like in that moment, and what, if anything, snapped you out of it. You do not have to have caught it in time. Naming it here out loud is how we take the shame out of it and how we warn the next person. Take care of the quiet things, and the quiet things will take care of you.